LifeLink of Georgia's multicultural donation education program educates the African American community on the importance and the need for organ and tissue donations in our community. What we have found when we're out in the community working with people is that people just don't realize the importance and how organ and tissue donation affects them. We have put together a few people today who will share with you their stories and how organ donation has affected and changed their lives.
Each year, the number of people waiting for a life-saving transplant continues to grow. The multicultural community makes up 55% of those waiting on the transplant list, but sadly, we only represent 28% of organ donors. Organ donation truly affects our community. Rainine is one of 4,400 Georgians waiting for a life-saving transplant. This is her story.
My name is Rainine Morgan, and I am currently on the wait list at Emory Hospital for a kidney. My story began in 2010. I'd gone to the doctor for some other medical issues, and I had to undergo testing. One of the tests that I had to undergo was an EKG. I found out that my high blood pressure takes out your organs. A year later, I was having some issues, shortness of breath, high blood pressure issues. I started going to a nephrologist. He gave me the information that I now have, that I have CKD, chronic kidney disorder. The news devastated me. I was in his office, I was in tears. And, you know, even though I was in tears, he told me, I need you to know what's going on. And he told me that my kidney function was at 12%, which was very low. He then gave me the decision that I needed to go on dialysis. I chose peritoneal dialysis. I have a machine at home that I connect to at night. I use 2 bags. Doing the dialysis daily can sometimes be overwhelming. It takes a lot of your time, but by no means stops you from your daily living. I chose this type of dialysis because I choose to continue to work. I work for a law firm. I love what I do. I've been doing it for 34 years, and I probably couldn't do anything else. And so since I chose to continue to be among the living, then I chose this dialysis, and I'm happy with it. I feel better than I felt before I was diagnosed and knew what was wrong with me. I feel so much better each day. I am hoping for a kidney soon. I hope to be a blessing to someone else that has a chance and an opportunity to either see this video or talk to me. I have a family, I take care of them, so it's not something that cannot be done. I want to encourage you to be upbeat, to believe in yourself, to know that living is an option for you, even on dialysis.
We have the power to give the gift of life. There are more than 120,000 people on the National Transplant Waiting List waiting on a life-saving gift through organ and tissue donation. Did you know that one person can help save up to 8 lives through organ donation and enhance the lives of up to 50 individuals through tissue donation? We have the power to say yes. Jackie easily said yes. When the unthinkable happened and she lost her 1-year-old daughter, she said yes and allowed her little baby to save 3 little babies. Let's hear her story.
Hello, my name is Jackie Easley. This is my story about my daughter, Francesca, who became an organ donor. When she was born, the nurse told me she was special, and he told me her name was Angel. And I wanted something different, so I named her Francesca Angelique. My daughter was a very, very happy child. She was told that she couldn't do anything, but she gave so much love, and she was always laughing. Well, one of her favorite things was to eat cheese puffs. So everybody was always bringing her cheese puffs. So I would always have to keep extra clothes because I didn't like her to have yellow stuff on her shirt and stuff. But that was one of her favorite things to eat was cheese puffs. And she was continuously laughing, playing, and just giving hugs. She was a very, very happy child, very loved child by everyone. I went to school that morning, and school called. They told me that she was sleeping, and I'm like, you know, she's just tired from last night because she didn't sleep last night. So I picked her up, took her to the hospital. They said nothing was wrong with her. So I said, okay. So next morning, I got ready for her to go to school. Instead, I took her to her doctor. Once we got to the doctor told us that she was in a semi-coma. And they were going to admit her to the hospital. She was 17 months old. And I had no clue. I thought maybe, well, you know, she's here. Maybe she had a silent seizure or something like that. Maybe once she get her medicine, then she'll be fine. I thought she'd just be here the next day and be back to normal. I heard a code blue. And by that then they were rushing around into another room. They told me she had stopped breathing. And by that time, she kept having between 8 to 15 seizures. And by that time, considering all over on her brain, the seizures made her clinically brain dead. I never even thought about organ donation. I had people come down from LifeLink, and they talked to me about, you know, the process and what we done, and if I wanted to do it. And in my mind, I thought, you know, why not? Why I can save other parents from going through what I'm going through right now. So my decision was to go ahead and let them do it. I mean, it was just a simple solution. I wanted to save other lives. I did not want another parent to mourn like I was mourning. I wanted them to just have a child to take home with them. When I got the letter from my recipients, I felt joyous to know that these kids were thriving. These kids were almost died, and her heart saved them. And to see them again, see pictures of them with their rosy cheeks and gaining weight, it made me feel wonderful. It made me feel that my Francesca did something good for somebody. I always thought she was in this world for something, and this was what it for.
Organ donors give a gift that no one else can give, the gift of life. After donation, a recipient goes from being very sick to restored health and vitality. This allows them to enjoy their lives with family and friends and create special memories. Coach Malone, thanks to an organ donor, is now able to walk his daughter down the aisle. This is his story.
I'm Coach Chip Malone, former head boys basketball coach at Warner Robins High School for 15 years. In 1997, all of the coaches had to have a physical exam. It was required, and went to the doctor, did some tests, you know, ran the physical. And he told me that, first of all, he told me that I was type 2 diabetic. Then he said, Coach, whether you know it or not, you have some heart concerns, but we can treat it with medication. So we started to take the medication for the heart concerns. And I went on coaching, teaching. One day I was out at McConnell-Talbot Stadium. They had just re-sprigged the field, and I was working the field. You know, we had to water it 3 times a day. And I was out there watering it, and started to feel pretty bad. I wasn't feeling good. So I came home from doing that, and could barely get out of the truck. And I told my wife that I just didn't feel good. And the next day I was in the hospital.
From that moment on, June of 2010, our lives began to spiral downward. So I felt like I had to be there, right there.
Before I knew it, I was on the BiVAD, the biventricular assist device, which kept me alive for 3 weeks. And they only allow you 4 weeks on that machine. First time ever used at St. Joseph, by the way. Then I had to crack my chest to do that procedure. After the BIVAD, 3 weeks went by, then the heart came. I think a lot of times, you know, people take life for granted. You know, just waking up is a blessing, and you know, I've always thanked my donor and the donor family when I go out and speak and talk about heart transplants, and you know, it has changed my life. You know, it can't help but to change your life. You know, especially when you have been given life. October of this year, my youngest daughter will be getting married, and I want to say that it is a blessing to be able to be here, and I want to thank you know, my organ donor and family for providing me that opportunity to see my daughter. Well, not necessarily see her, but to walk her down the aisle to get married.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior.